Hello friends, Manalmon is here bringing you the Daredevil complete guide video. In this guide video, I'm going to discuss about the Daredevil skills, power core, build items, tactic and certain tips related to his skills. So watch this video till the end to become an awesome Daredevil player. Don't forget to like this video, and if you are new here, subscribe to this channel as I make content related to Marvel Super War on daily basis. So turn on your notifications so you don't miss out any of the videos.
Legendary! An allied turret is under attack. Penta KO!
So now let's talk about the skills of our newest assassin in the game, that is Daredevil. I'll tell you his passive after explaining all of his skills. Let's get to his skill 1. His skill 1 is really helpful to track down the high mobility heroes, and mainly this is the skill that is going to start with your fights. So what it does is simply mark the enemies with the first phase of the skill, and then in the second phase you can directly go to the enemies, but there is certain range to it. If you are out of the range, you won't be able to use the second phase of the skill. This S1 skill mark not only the enemy heroes but also the minions and the jungle creeps. For example, here you can mark the buff and then go to the location of the buff like that. Same in a way, it can also mark the enemies, then it can also mark the minions, then you can directly go to the minions. This is mainly the disadvantage of this S1, that when you have to aim to the hero and if minions are there, you won't be directly hit the enemies with your S1. So now his second skill is a blink skill, where you can directly move across the walls, and if you use it on the wall, then you will be able to blink furthermore and move across the wall. Mainly the direction of the second phase of the blink will be decided by the movement of your joystick. In which side you are going to move your joystick, the second blink will act on that side. If there are no walls, then it is a one phase blink, and this two phase blink can also be activated on the walls, as well as on the towers are also going to act like a wall for you. This S2 skill is more effective because it provides you a shield. The more physical attack you have, the more shield you are going to generate. Now let's talk about his alt. His alt is really helpful, and the CC skills that he has, he can knock back the enemies. Not only single enemy but multiple enemies at the same time if they are all sticking together. And the damage dealt on the multiple enemies is also same, like the damage dealt on one enemy and on the multiple enemies. Here is one cool thing that I noticed while doing this training mode. You can seriously throw the enemies out of the map, or you can say out of the match, but they are going to get again back. Now let's talk about his passive. His passive is that whenever he is going to use a blink skill, he will get next basic attack as an enhanced basic attack, which can stack up to 3 times. For that duration, he will get the attack speed bonus, as well as the enhanced basic attack are going to deal a lot of damage as well as regen a little bit HP. So if you use your S2 on a wall, then you get further blink, which is going to provide you with a double stack, and when you use your S1, the second phase of S1 is going to provide you with 1 stack, which accumulates the 3 enhanced basic attack that he can stack. Whenever you are going to mark the enemy with the S1, try to use your S2 on the wall, so you get those 2 stacks, and with the S1 second phase you will directly get the 3 stacks. His passive is not limited to this enhanced basic attack, but also the perception range he has. He can see enemies on the map whenever they are going to use any of the skill in this red kind of animation. Not only when they are in the open using skills, even when they are inside the bush and using the skills, you can still see the enemies. This passive has a cooldown of 45 seconds, but the thing is that we don't know when your passive is available. The passive perception range has a very good range. You can see here, it has a range of around the river length. These are the skill combination that you can do with his skills, mainly to throw the enemies towards your allies or to throw them out of their towers. Keep on practicing these two skill combinations so that you can get better with the Daredevil, throwing the enemies out with his alt. Just keep on practicing with the bots in the training mode.
Look out.
Now for the tactic that you can use on the Daredevil, mainly he's an assassin, so you obviously need the leech. Then you can have the blink, so you can have a little bit of a different positioning when throwing the enemies out of their tower. Then you can use dispel, because assassin weakness is mainly the crowd control. As you are going to dive in to throw the enemies out, maybe the enemy tanks or other heroes are ready with their CC skills to stop you. Then you can also use wound to get immediate kills on the enemies. Then you have the paralyzed. Paralyzed will also help you to use your alt in a better way. Now we are going to talk about the special tips and tricks regarding his skills. Here, whenever you are going, always throw your S1 in a bush so you can see if the enemies are there or not. Not only that, his S1 is very cool that even if there are other enemies in the bush, you can see all of them just by marking a single enemy. It is going to help you to prevent any of the ambushes, especially in the late game when the enemies are just waiting for the ambushes. Now for the buff stealing with the Daredevil skills, do not throw your S1 to the buff, instead throw that S1 to the bush so that you can see if anyone is hiding there or not. Then you can use your S2 to either go and take the buff if there is no enemy, or you can use your S2 to escape from that situation. Now for the power core recommendation, there are 3 power cores. First one is this red. You can also use the green one with the same small isotopes. Now with the third one, here instead of using rend particle, I like to use the suspension particle, because the Daredevil has a lot of blink skills. It will easily be able to stack it up to 100, then you can deal damage, that enhanced damage on the enemies. For the build recommendation, I have made 3 different types of build on the Daredevil. Mainly you are going to see his first item as the jungle item, physical attack, because you need that physical attack to increase your damage as well as to get that S2 shield. Now mainly his bread and butter item will be that first jungle item as well as the Night Sword, because Night Sword passive also works with the passive of the Daredevil, which is very helpful. This is my main item build that I normally use. Like in the late game, I just sell my boots for the captain shield. Now for the second build, as you can see, I'm not using the double dagger here. Instead, I'm using the Gungnir, which is also very good as armor penetration. Then I am using the Silent Hunter for that attack speed, and because of its passive, which is very helpful. Now here is my third item, which is very helpful for increasing your damage. You are totally going to get the unstoppable after using this build, after completing your full build. If you see here, I'm using the double dagger, which gives the 110 physical attack. Then I'm having that God Slayer, which gives 130 physical attack, and last item is the Twilight Blade, which gives 140 physical attack. These are the mainly items which are going to increase your that physical attack, which overall going to increase your max damage on your skills. But just remember, if you are going to use this type of build with the max damage, you are again going to get a little bit squishy, so you have to be careful of how you are going to use the skills. Don't just go too much aggressive that you are going to get CC'd inside the tower and then die immediately. But this is the build which will help you to do the 3-shot kill on the enemy squishy heroes. Not only 3-shot, but if in the late game you have the early advantage of the items, you can easily do the 2-shot kill on the enemy squishies. So you are watching this video till now. I'm going to give you a special tip for the Daredevil. When taking the tower, use your S2 on the tower to get that immediately 2 stacks of the enhanced basic attack. Then use those enhanced basic attack to take the towers much faster. I hope you learned new things regarding the Daredevil by watching this video. So don't forget to like this video, and if you are new here, subscribe to this channel.